Welcome back. Today I'm going to service this Bomber Z2. It's going to apply to all the alloy, the Atom Bomb, and the BAM models. And how to tell what year your fork is. Marzocchi has these little casting numbers here, but remember they're always 1 year behind. This one's a 99, but it's actually 2000. So yeah. And the most common problem with an open bath fork like this, just simple coil and oil, is the seal's leaking. So one of these seals is leaking, one of them isn't. I went ahead and just pumped this thing up and down just to show you guys. This one right here is not leaking. As you can tell, there could be a little bit of dirt or like oil on the lip here when you compress it. But this one, you can tell it's leaking because there's oil here, which is fine. But as you can tell, it's kind of oily from here all the way down to the seal. That's how you know it's leaking and it's got to be replaced. And some tools you're going to need are an adjustable wrench, some Allen keys, a pick, some pliers. You can also have some clip pliers, 15 mil socket with an extendo, flathead screwdriver, and a rubber mallet. And you're also going to need some SRAM butter and some fork oil. There you go. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to take off this arch. And yeah, these are 5 mil bolts and these are 4. No idea why that is. Don't ask me. So yeah, let's pop it off. All right, so now that we got the arch off, you want to loosen up this little blue adjuster here all the way and grab your 1.5 millimeter Allen key. Go ahead and pop this little pinch bolt loose. Yeah, just loosen it up all the way, pop it off like so. There you go. All right, now you want to grab your pliers, or also you can grab a pick. You want to take off this clip, but it could be kind of stubborn, so just kind of start out here, see if you can do it. And then you want to kind of pop it out over here. Yeah, there you go. And just loosen the crown bolts like so. The reason we got to separate the lowers from the crown is the crown has a little lip right here, and if you unscrew this, it's not going to go past there. So you got to pull these off, and just go ahead and grab your wrench. Just using this adjustable one here, and yeah, pop these loose. Go ahead and unscrew them. There you go. Little plastic washer. And we also got our spring. There you go. Yeah, I want to go ahead and grab some kind of bucket. I got this orange juice bottle and spill out your oil. There you go. And you kind of want to cycle the stanchion up and down to kind of milk out some of that oil. So yeah. Look at that. Nasty. All right, so now it's time to loosen up these foot nuts here at the bottom. I have a 15 millimeter socket on an extension. Just go ahead and pop these loose. And the right side of the fork is gonna have a damper rod sticking up, so when you loosen them, you can kind of hold it here and keep it from spinning. It'll loosen it up nice and easy. But this one, since the damper rod's spinning all the way down there, you can tell, what you do is you just grab your other spring. Want to compress the stanchion down, grab your spring, pop it in there, and you can just use that to compress it. Put it on your leg and then go ahead and turn it, and then it should loosen up nice and good. There you go. Got the bolt out, little foot nut. She comes apart. There you go. And then this damper rod just gonna fall out like so. There you go. Right, and both stanchions have this. There's just a little clip with this little oil gallery spacer thing. I don't know what to call it. Grab your little clip pliers. You could also use a pick to kind of nudge it from that little corner right there. I like using these because they don't really damage it too much. Like so. And then this thing comes out. There you go. And yeah, now time to pop off the wiper seals. As I showed you before, one of these was leaking, so we're going to replace both of them. Yeah, I like to use like a 12 or a 13 mil wrench to pop these off. It's good for the 30 mils, so go ahead and nudge it in there and kind of pop it loose. There you go, got it out. We got our bomber clips. These are super easy to take out. Just grab your pick or something, kind of pop. Oh, these are a bunch of mud, and see there's a bunch of dirt here. I've never even seen that before. So yeah, there's a bunch of dirt here. Go ahead and put it in that little corner thing. Pop it out like so. Do it to the other side. Kind of nudge it. There you go. Pops right out. The oil seals, these are a bit tougher to remove. So I like to put a little piece of paper towel, like a rag right here, so you don't screw up this little lip and chip it up, you know? So this oil seal was super stubborn, so I used this nasty flathead. It kind of has like a bent tip. Kind of helps to kind of like get under there. So yeah, you want to be careful because you don't want to damage the outside of this. Finally got it out. It's like rock solid. It's probably why I was leaking. And then there's a little washer. So yeah. And while you're down here, we also have our bomber bushings. They're really easy to remove here. This is what rides between the stanchions and the legs, lowers. So you just kind of want to put your finger in there, see if you can pop them up. If there's a gap, you can get your pick in there, kind of nudge them up a little bit. It's gonna help. So yeah. And then once you got it up far enough, you'll be able to just pop them out. There you go. All right, now it's time for cleaning. First thing we're gonna do is the lowers. Obviously, a lot of oil accumulates down there, all the dirt goes to the bottom. You wanna clean these out nice and good. Now I have these long pliers. You can also use a screwdriver, kind of push like a wad of paper towels down there and push it back up. Yeah, but these are only 10 bucks. Great for forks if you do this a lot. So yeah, first round I like to run it dry. Just clean in there nice and good. As you can see, you still get a bunch. And then do a few rounds of it, you know, dry, and then you get some brake cleaner or something and really get it nice and clean. And yeah, that's it. And for all of these parts, pretty much the same thing. You can use the same method as the lowers for the stanchion. Just get those nice and clean. Yeah, for this, you can just use alcohol. It should be pretty easy to clean. It's all just oil, comes off pretty easy. So yeah, and also we have this damper rod. This is the main damper. This is the one that has the little flathead screw at the top. There's this thing I didn't show you, but kind of screws off. There you go. Just go ahead and pop it off. This is the main damper, and then we have the dummy damper on the other side. There you go. There's a little hole right there. So yeah, just get this all nice and cleaned down. Some of it could be tougher, like this. You probably want to use brake cleaner on that. And yeah, there you go. All right, so now we got everything all nice and cleaned down, ready to go. And for these foot nuts, remember you want to take off this little O-ring with a pick and just kind of clean everything around here, because the dirt likes to accumulate at the bottom. These are at the bottom of the fork. So yeah, got those nice and cleaned down. And yeah, for replacement parts, we have this classic 30 mil seal kit. Remember, you can use my code RETROREV for 10% off. And yeah, that's it. All right, so starting off with the seals, go ahead and grab your bomber bushing. Clean it out nice and good. Go ahead and slide it in there like so. And then we have our washer. Go ahead and pop that on. Then we got our oil seal. This one has no like flanges on it, so yeah, pretty easy to tell. I always like to put a little bit of SRAM butter around this whole edge or around the edge of the seal as well, just to help it drive in a little more evenly so it doesn't get all warped and stuff. I could use my fancy seal driver to pop these in, but if you've been buying the Maxima fork fluid, the caps is perfect for driving in one of these. Check it out. Fits perfectly, so you can drive it in nice and good. You also can get a rubber mallet. Just pop it down, makes it super even, and then you can check with the cap to see that it's, you know, parallel with the top of the lower. So after we got the oil seal on, you want to be able to see the groove here. That's how you know it's down all the way, and that's where the bomber clip goes. So go ahead and grab your bomber clip. These are pretty easy to put in. You just want to go ahead and get one side in, and you want to just pop the other side in as well. And just pop it down. There you go. You want to make sure it's in the groove all the way around. And yeah, there you go. And yeah, now same thing for the wiper seal. You want to just put a little bit of the SRAM butter stuff on the edge right here, the silver part where the wiper seal goes in. Grab it. Go ahead and drive it in. There's a little driver. There you go. Yeah, just make sure it goes in all the way like this. You want to give it a few taps with the rubber mallet. Yeah, and there you go. Now your lower is all done. All right, now go ahead and grab your stanchions, and then you want to grab your little castle washer thingy. Go ahead and pop it in like so. Then you want to grab your clip. We got our clip pliers, and go ahead and pop them in. There you go. Make sure it's all the way in the groove. It's popped in all the way like so. All right, so now we got our clips in, and now time for the right side. This is the dummy damper. You just want to grab your little bottom out spring. Go ahead and pop it in here like so. And yeah, there you go. And same thing for the other side. Just grab your other damper. You want to put your bottom out spring on there just go ahead and slide it in. You want to extend it as well. There you go. Yeah, make sure it goes all the way down like that. All right, so now we're going to connect the stanchions to the lowers. We have our left leg here. Honestly, it doesn't matter which side you put it on. This is just the way it came. This is the real damper, the one with the little flathead adjuster in there. So go ahead. I like to grease up the inside of this just a little bit, just to help it slide on a little smoother. And so just to prevent wear when we're putting it together. So go ahead and pop it in. You want to make sure the seal doesn't fold over. This is why I like to take the arch off and make it a little bit easier to put together, because these bomber seals can be a little bit tight when you're putting it on. So yeah, go ahead and pop those together. Make sure it goes down all the way and moves nice and smooth. So yeah, there you go. All right, so now you want to compress the stanchion all the way down. So you can see the damper rod and you can kind of hold it. And if you flip it over, you can see the little part where you screw in your foot nut. You got it right here. You want to put a little bit of Saran butter on that O-ring so it seals out all the oil, and go ahead and screw them together like so. And yeah, you shouldn't have to hold this thing to tighten it down. It should be pretty easy. It should tighten on its own. You want to make sure it's in the center like that. You can use a ratchet. You don't want it too tight, just snug. And yeah, there you go. And yeah, for the dummy rod side, the other side, it has no damper like rod sticking up, so you can just use a spring to keep it from, falling down. And yeah, same thing, just grab your foot nut and screw it on. All right, so now we got the lowers and the stanchions connected. Now we're gonna put them back into the crown because it's time to fill up the oil. Yeah, just make sure they're all the way down, and yeah, go ahead and pop them in there and tighten down the bolts. There you go. Yeah, so now it's time to pour in the oil. You wanna have your lowers all the way up like so. Got the damper rods. Do not put the springs in yet. And yeah, I'll be using this 7-weight oil. You can use 7.5 or 10-weight. That's the best stuff. If you're a lighter rider, I'd recommend 10-weight. 5-weight, not really. It's gonna make it too plush. And yeah, if you do go the Maxima route, you wanna have the fork fluid, not the fork oil, because this is better for mountain bikes. It's higher quality, pretty much. And to measure how much oil you're gonna put in your fork, you measure from the top of the stanchion and how much of an air gap there is from when you fill it up. So basically, you can just use like a tape measure or something, pull it out and use it as like a dipstick to see how much it is. For this fork, you want it to be about 40 to 50 milliliters. It varies from each model. So as long as you get it in that range, you'll be fine. I'll have a link posted for what the specs for each model are in the description. So yeah, go check that out. So again, yeah, just 40 to 50 milliliters. If you want to eyeball it, it's about where the seal meets the lower, so right here in this area. So if you don't care that much, you can just eyeball it, but I usually like to measure it. So yeah, here you go. After you pour in your oil, first you want to check that there's no leaks, and second of all, we're going to cycle it out. I have my camera inside here, so just to show you, see all the bubbles coming up. You want to just do this basically until there's no more bubbles coming up out of there, and yeah, just keep filling it up. So this is how it should look when you're all done. See, there's no bubbles coming up. I'm cycling it up and down, and yeah, it's all good. There you go. All right, so now we got the oil filled up. Time to do the top caps real quick because they're a little bit different on each side. These two are the same, and these two pieces are also the same, but this piece is for the right leg, or the dummy damper one. I like to put a little bit of oil on here and just kind of thread it in. It goes in from the bottom like so. Just kind of thread it on like that. Goes backwards. And yeah, and you just connect it into here like so, just meshes. And then when you mesh these two together, you just want to hear it kind of pop in like that. Then you find the little groove, you got your little clip, and you go ahead and just pop it on. Grab some pliers, pop it on there. There you go. Now just grab your little blue adjuster, pop it on there, nice and good. Grab your Allen key and just screw in this little grub screw until it's snug. There you go. And now for the damper side, it's a little bit different. So you have to put the stanchion off the crown. You have to do it on the other side as well, but we'll get to that soon. Then you want to also remember to cycle around the other damper as well as the leg to get all the air out, because this has some air in it too. And then you want to pull the stanchion all the way up. Grab your spring. You want to have this little where it kind of bunches up. You want that at the top. I'm not sure why, but just kind of how it is. Oh yeah, you want to grab the damper with you when you pull this thing up. Can't let it drop down. Kind of annoying, but that's how it is. So yeah, just hold it like this. Pop your spring in. There you go. And then you want to put this little plastic washer on. You want the groove facing up like so. And then just screw on your other little piece right here. But you want to screw it on backwards because it's a reverse thread or whatever. So there you go. Now grab your top cap. You also want to put some SRAM butter on this O-ring here to make it so it seals out all the dirt and the water and stuff. So yeah, go ahead, pop this thing down like so. And then once it's popped down and once you see that groove again, just put in that clip, put on the adjuster like I showed you before, and yeah, go ahead and screw it in. All right, so we got the left leg done. This kit also comes with a O-ring travel indicator thing. I like to put it on the drive side, just kind of my thing. All right, the other side, pretty simple. Just pull the lower down all the way. Go ahead and grab your spring, just pop it in. Then we have our spacer. Again, same way, just put it with this little groove facing up. And after that, just loosen up your lower, pop it off. Grab your top cap. You want to loosen up the adjuster all the way. SRAM butter on the O-ring. Go ahead and just screw it in. There you go. And once you got them back on, it's kind of hard to tighten these top cap nuts while you're just holding the stanchion. So just put them back in the fork, snug these little bolts down, and then just kind of, yeah, just tighten down the top caps. You don't want them too tight, just nice and snug. And yeah, there you go. And finally, we got our arch. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory how it goes on. Just grab your bolts and screw it on. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, there you go. Now you guys have a fully rebuilt Bomber Z2. Just tighten down those arch bolts. You don't want them too tight. Just have them nice and snug. And remember, any parts for this fork, any spare parts, I'll have linked in the description. And here's just how you want your fork to sound like. So yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit of like scraping and sloshing mixed together. Yeah, just make sure this thing moves nice and smooth. The blue knobs are for compression adjust, and we have our rebound knob right here. This is the little flathead screw. So yeah, hope you found this video useful in some kind of way, and I'll see you guys.